O2. So let's continue with our topic. So this is still under module 2. So in the event, so this will be included in our module 2 exam, yung topic na deductions. Okay? So last Wednesday, tama ba? Last Wednesday, so we discussed dealings in properties. Okay? So ano yung mga yan, just a recap, when it comes to dealings in properties. Okay? This is the gains or losses that the taxpayers incurred in disposing their capital assets. And these capital assets are other assets, na hindi subject sa CGT. So in short, these are the capital assets that are not considered as real property and domestic stocks. Okay? So any properties that considered under capital asset, ito yung sinasabi natin dito. Okay, so what are the important things to remember in the capital gains, our dealings in properties? First, identifying those capital assets, any capital assets other than real property and domestic stocks, because those two are under CGT. So these capital assets, are subject to regular income tax. Okay? So what will be the highlights, ma'am, or things to remember under dealings in properties? Number 1, okay, after identifying the capital assets, okay, so let's remember the holding period. Okay? So ito lang naman, So yung special lang naman sa capital asset is if the taxpayer is individual. Okay? Hindi naman siya ganun kakomplikado sa corporation. Okay? Sa corporation kasi, we just have to get the net capital gains. Okay? Ano yung net capital gains? Net of capital gains less net capital loss. Okay? So, what will be the impact, ma'am? So, if the result of your capital disposal is a net capital gain, so this net capital gain will be subject to regular income tax. Okay? But for the year, if the result is net capital loss, hindi siya deductible. Okay? Yun ang pagkakaiba, ha? Kapag ang nag-result sa transaction within the year is net capital gain, so this will be subject to regular income tax. If the disposal of capital assets resulted to net capital loss, hindi siya deductible items. Okay? Hindi siya deductible against gross income. Period. So that is under if the taxpayer is corporation. Okay? So meron konti lang naman na difference if the taxpayer we're talking about is an individual taxpayer. So what will be the problem, ma'am? Okay? Same concept, net capital gains, less capital loss. However, sa set ni individual, meron tayong tinatawag na holding period. Okay? Short-term holding period tsaka long-term. So, ano yung kaibahan niya? So, paano malalaman kung short-term or long-term? So, at least 12 months, no? So, paano yung holding period? From the date of acquisition up to the date of disposal. So, kung i-measure natin siya at it is just a 12 months, okay? It is just considered short-term holdings. Okay? Pero beyond 12 months yung holding period mo, it will be considered long-term. Ano naman kung magkaiba, ma'am? Because gains or losses under short-term holding period, will be recognized in full or 100%. But if the holding period is long-term, okay, yung capital gain natin, recognized lang as 50%, yung capital loss, 50%. Okay? Sa recognition, Paano ba magkakaroon ng gain? O di, syempre, yung selling price or yung disposal mo, di ba? Sales minus the tax basis. O yun lang naman, yung typical na sales minus cost of sales, parang ganun, di ba? But we're not talking about the cost of sales, but then, because it is your capital asset, not your ordinary asset. Okay? Selling price, less tax basis, is your capital gain or capital loss. Ngayon, after that nga, di ba, kung individual si taxpayer, determine mo. If short-term, 100%, if long-term, 50%. No? Before ka mag-arrive sa net capital gains. Okay? And what will be the treatment? Same with the corporation. If the result, no, whether it's a combination of short-term or long-term, if it is a net capital gain, so subject sa regular income tax. Okay? If it is a capital loss, so hindi siya item of deduction. Hindi siya deductible sa gross income for now. Okay? For the year, no? Kung kailan yung year na nag-incur yung loss, hindi siya deductible. Pero, it could be carried over. Okay? Yung, nagkaroon ka ng loss ngayon, this year, so pwede mo pa siyang i-carry over. Okay? Kasi nga, it is not like a typical losses, no, na we incurred or we encounter in your financial accounting because most of the time, di ba, sa financial accounting natin, yung losses natin na na-incurred is we just close that into retained earnings, di ba? Even the prior period errors, di ba? Pero kasi dito, yung sinasabi nating net capital loss could be carried over on the following year. Pero take note, next year lang siya. Okay, halimbawa, na-incurred yung capital loss 2025, pwede mo lang siya i-carry over sa 2026. At hindi lang basta siya i-carry over. May mga conditions. Okay? Ano yung number 1 condition? Di ba? Okay? Siyempre, determine mo magkano yung actual loss. Okay? Kasi, ito diba? Una, limit to, actual loss. And then, ano susunod na? You just have to compare. Okay? The available, the available net capital gain for the current period. Okay, let's say for example, we're talking about 2025, yung na-incurred mo na loss. Okay? So, i-carry over siya 2026. Opo. Ngayon, pagdating ng 2026, kailangan mong kunin to. Net capital gain ng 2026. Okay? Net income ng 2025. Okay? Prior to the capital loss. Okay? And then the actual loss. Actual capital loss last year. Okay? Ulitin ko Net capital gain ng 2026. Net income ng 2025 versus ng actual net capital loss ng 2025. Then, you compare whichever is lower, or whichever is the lowest among those three, no? Yun yung amount na i-carry over natin. Okay? Kaya syempre, number 1 talaga, automatic dyan, you should have a capital gain the following year. Kung wala ka, almawa, 2025, nag-suffer tayo ng capital loss. 2026, net capital loss pa rin. Okay? So, huwag ka na mag-effort, no? Huwag ka na mag-effort na mag-compare pa ng limit 1, limit 2 because hindi siya pwede i-carry over. Okay? Kasi wala tayong pagbabawasan kung the following year, net capital loss pa din. Okay? So, yun yung tatandaan mo sa capital gain. So, dealings on properties. Okay, that will be the highlights, no? So, yun lang tatandaan nyo yung mga holding periods. Okay? Okay, kung kailangan mo magbilang ng sakto ba sa 12 months or lampas ng 12 months? O, diba? Madali lang naman. Either you have to, read between those informations na binibigay. Okay? So, yun lang yun, ha? Sa dealings in, we're not yet talking about on the tax rate, ha? Sa dealings in properties, wala tayong tax rate na kinukompute pa. We're just determining what will be the amount of net capital gain that could be included in your total taxable income. Okay? Ulitin ka, wala tayong usapan na tax due dito. Not yet. Okay? We're just determining the net capital gains to be included as part of your taxable income. And which is part of net capital loss, di ba? Magkano i-carry over, yun lang naman ang usapan dito. Hindi tayo nagko-compute pa ng tax due. Okay? So, we're just talking about the dealings on your capital assets. Okay? So, yun, just compare lang, ha? So, lagi mo tatandaan na, una muna tingnan mo, sino ba yung taxpayer? Individual ba or korporasyon? O, kung individual, tsaka ka mag-analyze ng short-term tsaka ng long-term holding periods. Okay? Kung nagkaroon ng result na loss, tsaka ka rin mag-analyze kung merong carry over. Okay? Sa corporation, walang carryover, ha? Sa corporation, walang holding period. Yun ang pinagkaiba nila. Okay? So, yun. That will complete our line item in the gross income. Okay? So, remember, singit ko lang dito, ha? Diba? Ay, wait lang. Diba? Unahin ko lang, diba? Diba dito yung gross income? Less deductions. Okay? Katatapos lang talaga natin ito, yung gross income. Okay? So, dito kasama yung mga net capital gains na i-discuss natin last time, no? Nandyan siya. Diyan siya naka-incorporate. Okay? Kaya wala kang makikita dyan na tax due kasi nagsama muna natin. Okay? Wala pa tayo kasi the moment na makuha na natin net income, madali naman mag-compute ng tax due kasi given naman yung table, no? Simple lang naman yung rate. Okay? So, yun yung that will be the part of the gross income, yung sinasabi nating dealings in properties. Okay? Tagal mo, dyan pa lang tayo. Wala pa tayo sa exciting part. Well, actually, that will be the exciting part naman talaga, no? Kasi, ano na lang eh, finish, yung pag-compute ng tax due, no? It's just a finishing touch lang yun eh, no? Kasi, hindi tayo makapunta doon hanggang hindi natin alam yung paano computein yung taxable income, di ba? Okay? So, we're done with this, no? Kahit pa paano. So, that will include, okay, syempre, it does not include exclusions from the gross income, di ba? Ang kasama dito ay mga business income, inclusions in the gross income, whether it is a rent income, passive income, regular income, active income, compensation income. Okay, so that will be part of the gross income. Okay? And what will be on the next part is the deductions. Okay. Parang sa financial accounting, ma'am, yan ba yung tinatawag namin na expenses, operating expenses? O perhaps, no? Pwede, di ba? Kasi yung gross income ay parang synonymous sa gross profit natin sa financial accounting. Di ba? Sales minus cost of sales. Okay. Tapos, meron tayong mga operating expenses. No? Tinatawag natin dito, deductions. Okay? At anong klaseng taxpayers ang allowed to have a deductions? Okay? Lahat ba ng klase ng taxpayer? Ay, teka lang. Next slide show. Wait lang. Ano ba yan? Wait. Ayun na. Yan. Yan, di ba? Gan tayo. Allowable deductions, no? Just to, kumbaga, nasa middle tayo ng model natin. So, this will be our regular income tax model. The inclusions or the gross items of the gross income, less allowable deductions. Just to arrive at your taxable income. Okay. Ano yung no? Kasi, ma'am, sa financial accounting, we just conclude that as deductions or operating expenses. But for tax purposes, we clearly described it as allowable deductions. Okay? The word is allowable. Okay? At marami pang klaseng deductions actually, no? So, dito muna tayo sa sinasabi nating deductions and who are allowed to have that deductions. Okay? Deductions from gross income pertains to business expenses. So, meaning, yung nauna nating model is the model for the taxpayers engaged in business or engaged in the practice of professions. Okay? Ito na yan, yung mga may business. So, kalimutan muna natin yung mga purely compensation income earner. Okay? So, we're done with the compensation and the fringe benefits. Okay? So, this time, this is on the point of view of those taxpayers, entities, or individuals engaged in business. Okay? In short, may business, may negosyo. So, which is, yun yung kalimitan, di ba? Sa mga Sila ba yung mga suki? Ma'am, okay? Sila yung target lagi ng BIR, no? So, diyan nag-start halos, di ba? And all of the taxes will almost evolve, no? On the taxpayers that are engaged in business or practice in professions. Okay? So, yan. Kumbaga, in short, sila yung bumubuhay. No? Totoo naman, no? Sa koleksyon, sa atin, sa pondo ng gobyerno, ito yung bumubuhay talaga, no? Mga taxpayers engaged in business. Okay? So, pag sabi natin business, okay, sa ano natin is there's an habitual engagement in a commercial activity involving regular sale of goods and services to customers or clients. Okay? So, yun. There must be an habitual engagement. So, hindi siya pang ano lang, tawag dito, casual transactions. Okay? So, may day-to-day sales ka, may nagre-render ka regularly ng services in exchange for revenue, di ba? For professional fee or income, di ba? Paano yun sa engage in practice of professions? O di mga lawyers, CPAs, engineers, architectures, doctors, so those are engaged in the practice of profession, di ba? O, pabayaran natin sila ng professional fee, doctor's fee, talent fee, attorney's fee. O, they are doon sa sector ng engaged in the practice of professions. Business nila yon. Business natin to. Okay? So, yun. Rendering of goods and services to their customers or clients. Ayan. So, kapag na-identify na natin siya, oh, yun, di ba? Qualified to have a deductions. Pero take note, it is always the term allowable deductions. Okay? So, in a normal, di ba? Madalas, okay, for me, yung mga na-encounter ni ma'am, ng mga taxpayers, ng mga may business, lagi ito ang problema ko. Okay? Sa mga small scales. Okay? Lagi ito. And even in other, kahit siguro sa no? Sa, siguro pag nag-thesis kayo, ganito rin yung mga isa sa mga kalimitang, no? Study din, no? Hindi naman, kumbaga may konting kahawig, di ba? Di ba? Yung problema natin is yung separation ng entity tsaka yung ng business expenses tsaka ng personal expenses, di ba? So dito kasi kalimitan din, no? Napagbabaliktad or napaghahalo yung business expenses and capital expenditures. Okay? So business expenses benefit only on the current accounting period. So that is yung normal na natin, no, mga whether it is a distribution or marketing expenses, admin expenses, di ba? So financial accounting may tinatawag tayong mga parang period cost, di ba? Sa cost accounting nyo, di ba meron tayong product cost o tas may period cost. O parang ganito rin yun, di ba? O, so you have salaries and wages, utilities expenses, selling expenses, rent, local taxes, and other permits. Okay? That is necessary in the conduct of your trade or business. Di ba? Hindi ka hindi ka makakapag-operate ng maayos kung wala ka itong mga ganitong expenses, salaries, wages, utilities expense, di ba? Hindi magpa-function o hindi makapag-operate ang isang entity pag walang mga na-incurred na ganyan mga expenses. So that will be considered as business expenses. On the other hand naman, we have capital expenditures. Okay, so sa financial accounting, these are the assets that need to be capitalized, di ba? Capital expenditures that benefit future accounting periods. Okay? Okay, that will later on be deducted against future gross income used in the trade, business, or professions. We have the items of property and equipment. So, initially, we recognize our PPE, di ba, as an asset. And subsequently, depreciate natin, di ba? And that depreciation will be charged in our profit or loss. O dito naman, sa konsepto ng taxation, we will recognize the depreciation expenses as part of the itemized deductions. Okay? To arrive at your net taxable income. Okay? Sa CFAS kasi tsaka sa financial accounting, madalas natin maririnig, P&L, profit and loss. Di ba? O, parang laging pag sinasabi natin sa intact ninyo, di ba? O, sa ilalagay yan, ma'am, ay di pasok yan sa P&L, charge to P&L. That's always the kumbaga lagi yun yung naririnig natin sa intact or sa FAR ninyo. But this time, di ba? Ito yung gagawin natin to arrive at your net taxable income. Okay, so by the way pala, no, kailan ba? Last Friday, tama, di ba? O Friday or Thursday, lumabas na yung, yung bagong syllabus. So, abutin ba kayo? Anong year na kayo? Second year, no? So, second year, gagraduate kayo ng 27, 28, ay 29 kayo gagraduate. Ay, hindi, second, ba third year na kayo, no? 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, ay, hindi pa. Safe, ay, hindi. Abutin na yata kayo ng bagong curriculum. Ayan. Wala lang, nakakatuwa. Nako, ang dami, tagal-tagal ninyo inaaral yung intact, di ba? Tapos magkakaroon pa kayo ng subject sa FAR, sa FAR. Tapos pagdating ng exam, isang subject lang siya, 70 items. Remember, 70 items nung ilang subject, ilang subject sa ilang beses nyo inaral, di ba? Kada term. Tapos pag-aagawa na ng 70 items na. Ayan. Medyo nakakaano lang na pag ganun kadami yung scope tapos hindi mo lang kung ano talaga ang magfo-focus, no? Kaya for example, yung from asset to PPE, from cash to PPE, di ba? O ilang intact nyo inaral yun, o ilang portion lang ng exam. Okay, anyway, pero dito I think sa taxation wala naman masyado na bago. Okay, yun ang kagandahan dito, no? Sa content, sa syllabus, pare-parehos. Pero ang nagbabago mismo, yung mga tax code, di ba? Ang nagbabago mismo usually mga rate, mga limitations, di ba? Yung mga de minimis. We're not sure pag kayo na nag-take kung magbabago pa yung de minimis, di ba? Oh. So we're not, yun lang naman yung nagbabago. Pero yung konsepto pare-pares naman halos din, no? Ayan. So yan, so ang konsepto ng deductions is also the same, no? The principles of deductions, ito pa rin at ito pa rin yung meaning niya. Okay? Oh, inventory, di ba? Oh, it will be part of the cost of goods sold kapag nabenta. Okay? So, yun yung mga considered, no? So, we also have the non-depreciable assets and depreciable properties. Okay? So, yun lang, yung recognition natin ng mga deductions dyan. Okay? So, the non-depreciable asset, it could only be incurred, no? Yung cost kapag nabenta. Whereas for the depreciable assets, di ba? Through depreciation, doon lang tayo nakakapag-recognize at magiging part ng deductions. Okay. Useful life and depreciation rate. Oh, wala tayo sa CFAS, no? Sa CFAS, PAS 16, di ba? May mga nakalista doon kung anong recognition, no? Hindi naman natin kailangan to, no? So, dito, sa tax code, we're just, use any appropriate tax rate or depreciation rate for your PPE. You may use the straight line, sum of the years, and other methods that will be prescribed by the Secretary of Finance. Okay? But more or less, kalimitan, madalas naman, usually, they use straight line method. Yeah. So, that will be same lang din, no? So, kung may depreciation tayo nire-recognize sa financial accounting, sa taxation meron din, no? Ayan. Actually, sa isang line item nga, no, ng isang, pag sa susunod, pag pinakita ko sa inyo yung itsura ng mga allowable deductions, no? Pakita mo, meron talaga isang line item for the depreciation. May kino-consider talaga, no? That depreciation is a deductible expenses. Okay? Intangible assets, again, we're in, sa taxation tayo, wala tayo sa accounting. Wala tayo sa CFAS, no? So, amortization of your intangible assets, okay? It should also be part of the deductions. Okay? As long as the intangible asset that we pertain, no, is use in the business. Okay? So, lahat naman ito, no, should be deductible or allowable deductions if the items pertaining to that are used in the business. Okay? So, ito yung intangible assets. Ano ba yung intangible assets? So, this usually used in the business. So, whether it's a franchise, a royalty fee, okay? That could be used as a deductions. Okay? So, kumbaga, pinakita ko lang sa inyo na sila din yun, no? Yung nando sa atin sa financial accounting. Okay? Para madaling ma-recall. Okay. So, this will be the kumbaga, principle. So, tatandaan mo, no? Paano ba malalaman, ma'am? No? That the expenses incurred is allowable. Okay? Because, pwede kasi sa, iba kasing criteria, di ba? Iba ang criteria ng pagre-recognize sa expense pagdating sa financial accounting. Sa taxation, may sarili siyang formula. I mean, meron siyang prerequisites, no? Bago mag-claim as deductions. Okay? Expenses must be legitimate, ordinary, actual, and necessary. So, what do you mean by that, ma'am? So, those expenses, no, should be legitimate expense for the business. An ordinary, paano mga ordinary? So, for example, you are engaged in trading. Okay? O, ma'am, syempre may mga freight charges ka dyan, di ba? Mga delivery expenses. So, that is an ordinary expenses, okay, on a business that are engaged in trading. Okay, di ba? O, lahat naman siguro ng mga businesses are merong mga utilities expenses. So, that are the ordinary expenses, no? Na makikita mo kay taxpayer 1, kay taxpayer 2, with the same industry. Okay? Di ba? Syempre, mag-judge, ano ka rin dito, no? Titignan mo rin yung, kumbaga yung, ang reasonableness, no? Nung expenses. Okay? So, bakit, ma'am? So, most of the time, no? Kasi, I don't know kung abot pa sa term na remedy. Siguro next term, no? So, kumbaga, may audit din naman kasi itong taxation natin, no? I mean, sa part, no? Sa kabilang side. Kasi we're talking about on the side of the taxpayer dito. So, yung other parties involved sa taxation, the government. Okay. So, ang remedy din naman nila is to check and audit our our reported income. Okay? At sa madalas, laging findings. Okay? So, di ba kumaga sa audit, no? Ito yung parang red flag lagi. Okay? So, madalas, red flag, no? Itong mga expenses. No? Na sa tingin ng mga examiners are not allowed. Okay? So, the burden of proof, baliktad dito sa sa taxation. The burden of proofs lies always nasa taxpayer lagi. Okay? Nag-audit si BIR for example, but the proof, no, should be on the side, ang magpo-provide ay si taxpayer. Okay? O pag sinabi ng examiner ng taga BIR, hindi pwedeng, hindi allowed itong expenses na to. So you have to prove them na these expenses is our ordinary expenses, no? Siya ay kailangan ko para sa operation. So you have to prove that. Okay? And of course, actual. Not necessarily that it is paid already. Okay? Kasi pwede naman tayo mag-claim ng expenses, no, that are not yet paid, no? So, nag-incurred tayo ng expenses. Okay? It should be an actual expenses, no? And necessary. Necessary on the conduct of trade or business. Okay? So, yun. So, for example, ma'am, sige, alam naman natin sa mga regular na businesses, like for example, manufacturing, retail, okay? So, madalas yan, meron yung mga, common, di ba? Common yung kanilang mga expenses. Okay? How about ma'am sa mga for those engaged in for those that are practicing their professions. So, what will be the common expenses? O, depende. For example, sa mga CPAs, okay? So, ano yung, ma'am, sa CPAs, ano yung mga ordinary and actual and necessary expenses mo? Of course, if the practitioner or accounting firm, syempre meron siyang tao, ordinary na merong salaries expense. Kung hindi siya kung wala siya sariling opisina, nagre-rent, yes. Nagbabayad ng kuryente. O ano pa ba, ma'am? O, transportation, di ba? O, kailangan mo i-deploy yung mga staff mo sa field. So, mag-i-incurred ka ng mga transportation, meal expenses, office supplies, di ba? Printing expenses. So, that will be an ordinary. Na pag nakita ng examiner, ito yung mga claim expenses ng isang accounting firm, so that is sige, common naman siya. Okay? Ayan. So, common na expenses siya. Okay? The matching principle rule, so, kahit sa accounting, di ba, meron, di ba? So, may income ka, meron ka ni-render na, para ka magkaroon ng income, di ba? So, mag-render ka muna ng mga expenses, no? Ayan, di ba? O, pag may sales ka, ibig sabihin, may binenta ka, so may cost ka. Okay? The related party rule and the withholding tax rule, however, under the OPT, it is being repealed. Okay? The tax code which requires withholding of taxes for deductibility of expenses from gross income was repealed, eliminating the disallowing of expenses due to non-withholding. Sige, babalikan ko yung number 4. Balikan natin itong legitimate, yung loan principles, no? Legitimate, actual, incurred and for the current taxable period. Okay? Kasi naman, ang minimeasure natin is just yung ating for the taxable year. Okay? Hindi mo natin mapakilaman yung mga previous years, no? Ayan. So, we're talking about on the expenditures na na-incurred mo during the taxable year. It is not a capital expenditure, pertains to the business or professions. Okay? It is not contrary to law, public policy, or morals. Okay? Sabihin na natin na may actual, no? Sabihin natin, oh, ma'am, actual. Mayroon talagang payment, di ba? Necessary. Kasi, ma'am, para mapabilis. Ano yung sinasabi ko dito? It is not contrary to law, public policy, or morals. Oh, halimbawa, mga, tawag dito, facilitation fee. Oh, pinagandang kickback, na term. So, for example, halimbawa si entity ay meron siyang in-import. Oh, ma'am, tatawag yung broker. Hindi mai-release yung mga items na in-import. Oh, ano yung term? Oh, 'di ba? Uso naman yung sa atin actually you should not tolerate or considered as a normal thing, no? Pero kasi nangyayari in reality, 'di ba? Oh, hindi mapapalabas yung items mo kapag hindi ka nagbigay. Oh, let's say for example, sige, off the record, under the table, 'di ba? Oh, nagkaroon ng actual expenses sa part mo. Pero legitimate ba siya? Hindi, 'di ba? Malamang hindi rin siya substantiated with receipts. 'Di ba? O sino naman ang nagpapa-under the table na mag-i-issue ng resibo as a proof na natanggap niya 'yon? 'Di ba wala? 'Di ba? Hangga't maaari walang audit trail, hindi siya matitrace, 'di ba? Oh, so hindi ikaw sa part mo, 'di ba? Sobrang honest mo na kinilay mo yung expenses yung binigay mo dun sa nag-facilitate ng mga products mo na in-import mo. O hindi pwede siya, hindi siya allowed as an expenses. Kahit ituring mo siyang business expenses, but for tax purposes, hindi siya deductible. Okay? Ayan. Ordinary and necessary, ayun, reasonable. An expense is necessary if it is reasonable and essential to the development, management, operation, or conduct of trade, business, or exercise of profession of the taxpayer. Okay? Yung ordinary kasi no? Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na yung expenses ng manufacturing is the same with the expenses ng mga nasa service industry. Okay? Meron magkakaiba dyan, di ba? So, yun nga, you have to asset, no, that this is reasonable. Of course, not only on the reasonableness, but yung amount, no? Ayan. Ordinary when it is normal in relation to the business of the taxpayer surrounding circumstances. Okay? It is also to be said to be ordinary if it is normally incurred by other taxpayers. Isa sabi ko, di ba? O, halimbawa, di ba, uso lang kayo, di ba? Shipping, yung mga courier natin, di ba? I don't know kung paano ang labanan ng mga expenses niya sa mga, no, whether you are in a online platform or not, no? Madalas, di ba? Uso na yung mga delivery charges, delivery fees, di ba? Oh, so, part yan, no? Ayan. Ng, ano, ng expenditures. Okay? Ordinary expenses or deductible expenses must be ordinary and necessary. Okay? Pwede mo naman actually, pwede mo gawin mo expense yan, no? Wala namang pumipigil sa'yo. However, the term is, the tax code will not allow you to deduct such expenses, no? Ayan. Ang tanong kasi, deductible ba yung mga kiniklaim mo expenses? Okay? O, diba tanongin mo, ito ba ay, kapag na-audit ka ba, ano ba to? Reasonable ba yung, yung claim mo expenses dito? Diba? Okay. O, sige. So, yun lang naman, So, wait lang ha, wait lang. Saglit na, may reply lang ako. O, yun lang naman, no? Next, wala pa tayo, loan concept pa lang tayo, ha? Ayan. Actual. Ayan. So, sabi ko, it should not be, no? It is not necessary that the expenses is actually paid, no? Sabi nito, paid and incurred, di ba? Or incurred, sorry, no? In the case of loss, it must be sustained or realized by the taxpayer in a closed and completed transactions. Okay? So, yun yung mga expenses. Okay? So, hindi naman siya nagkakalayo rin naman talaga sa financial accounting, no? Ng pagre-recognize, no? Ng expenses. However, merong some particular, no? Some particular expenses ang meron lang difference, no? Kumbaga, merong mga items that whether nakumpleto mo na, no? Pasok lahat. But still, may limitation pa din. Okay? Yan. The matching principle rules, o yan. So, the expenses incurred, no, is necessary to generate the income. Diba? So, yun lang naman. So, it should be matched, no? Ano yung usual, ma'am? Usually, nag-aano sila, no? Alam mo di ba, sa financial accounting, no? Or sa financial management, yung ratios. Nagaganon din sila, no? So, for example, last year, di ba, parang ang gross profit mo. Let's say, for example, you are a trading company. O, syempre, matasitiyan natin yung gross profit rate, di ba? O, ano ba ang mga markup ng usual markup ng mga retail, ng mga wholesaler, di ba? Or even, ano kaya ang mga markup ng mga manpower agencies. Okay? So, ayun, madali, no? Kasi, for example, let's say, ito lang, you have to, lang din naman, no? You have to, kumbaga, bigay mo yung side mo. For example, not manufacturing, manpower agency. O, baka may mga negosyo dyan na manpower, ha? Okay. Sa manpower, di ba? Ano yung pinaka-cost mo doon? Di ba? Siyempre, yung pinaka-cost mo doon is yung salaries ng mga tao na i-deploy mo sa different companies. Okay? For example, ako yung si taxpayer, magde-deploy ako ng 10 tao kay ABC company. Manpower agency, di ba? So, lahat ng sweldo na dapat bayaran para dun sa 10 empleyado, ibibil mo dun sa kliyente. Plus, maglalagay ka ng admin fees. Okay? So, yung admin fees either 5%, 10%, 15% of the total salaries. And including kung ano ba mga charges, di ba? So, kaya makikita mo dun, di ba? Naka-fix lang siya na halos 15% lang. For every peso na billing, may 15% ka palang markup. Okay? Tapos tatanungin nung exam. Tingnan nga natin sa halos, di ba? Parang meron kasi silang system no? Parang benchmarking, no? So, tingnan nga natin na yung mga ibang klase ng manpower agency, kung ano yung markup nila. Di ba? Paano kung sa kalimitan sa mga ibang nakitang mga manpower, mga sa 25%, 30%, tapos sasabihin sa'yo ng examiner or ng BIR, bakit 15% lang kaya? Bakit 10%? Just, doon ka na, just provide your necessary documents, di ba? Na nagpapakita na ito lang yung income mo. Okay? So, yun naman, kumbaga sa matching principle, di ba? Okay, so parang sinasabi, ang liit naman ng markup mo. Ay, di, ito kasi contract, di ba? Malinaw. Ayan. So, pwede naman gano'n. I mean, basta di ba sabi nga, yung burden of proof ay nasa taxpayer lagi. Okay? Dito lang sa income tax, ha? Dito lang sa taxation lang yun, ha? Although, di ba, some principles, di ba, when you say, kapag nag-a-accuse, di ba? The burden of proof ay nandoon sa nag-a-accuse. Pero dito, sa konsepto natin sa taxation, no. The burden of proofs laging nasa taxpayer. Okay? Huwag mo sabihin unfair, pero talagang ganun yung sistema, no? Yan. Related party rules. Okay. So, mga merong, related parties. Ano itong mga to? Meron yan. Well, sa financial accounting, meron tayo dyan, di ba, na topic sa related parties. So, yun din naman yung kanilang konsepto ng related party. Okay? Gains realized between related parties are taxable but losses are non-deductible. Okay? So, yan. Pero, let's say, sa konsepto na to, no? Individual entity separate entity pa rin naman. No? Whether, alimbawa, si parent company, si subsidiary, di ba? Sariling taxpayer si parent, may sariling taxpayer din si subsidiary. Okay? Although they have the consolidated financial statement, pero for tax purposes, iba ang taxable income ni subsidiary, iba ang taxable income ng parent o nung iba pang related parties. Okay? Yeah. Pero dito, measure lang dito yung transaction mo. Di ba? Within your related parties. Ayan. So, yun lang naman yung natin, no? Ayan. If yung ban transaction between the related parties are in an arm's length transactions. Okay? Di ba? Paano in an arm's length, di ba? Possible kasi, di ba, kapag ang transaction mas related parties, pwedeng iba ang selling price niyan, di ba? Halimbawa, same product, pag binenta mo sa related party, ganito lang yung amount, pero pag binenta mo sa outside, iba naman yung amount. Okay? Ayan. And then the withholding tax rule, but then this is no longer, no? Pinakita ko lang, no? Under the EOPT, the withholding tax rule. At ano nga ba yung withholding tax rule? Okay? Payers of income are required to withhold income taxes on their payments. The failure to comply with this requirement shall result in the disallowance of the expenses as deductions. No withholding, no deductions before. Okay? Halimbawa, at common common findings, common errors din, no? At madalas nadi-disallow. Let's say for example, rental. Okay? Rental, di ba? Alam natin na may rent expense ka. Makikita mo rin yun sa contract. Di ba? O lease contract. But however, you forgot to withhold. Si lessor, si lessee. Kaninong point of view to sinasabi kong withholding tax rule? Kay lessee. Kasi si lessee yung magkiklaim ng expenses. Kumbaga siya yung payee. Okay? Ano yung withholding tax rule? Halimbawa, lessor, lessee, ang ating monthly rental is 100,000. Okay? Ano ang obligation ni lessee? Obligation ni lessee, babayaran niya si lessor, pero babawasan niya ng withholding tax. Let's say, for example, 5%. So, meaning, instead of 100,000 na ibibigay ko kay lessor, babayaran ko lang siya ng 95,000, and the other 5,000, i-remit ko to kay BIR. So, ayun yung parang konsepto ng withholding tax rule. 100,000 yung rent expense ko, 95 lang, pinunta ko kay lessor, yung 5,000 kay BIR. Ngayon, nakalimutan mong mag-remit ng 5,000. Okay? So, before, so, ayun yung magiging findings mo. No withholding, no deduction, meaning, yung 100,000 mo na rent expense, even though that is legitimate, ordinary, actual, and necessary expenses, pero hindi mo nagawa ng withholding tax, madi-disallow. Okay? That is before. Okay? Yun yung konsepto. Pero ngayon kasi, under EOPT, okay? Sige, nakalimutan mo. Or kaya, usually kasi ganito yung kalimitan sa no? Yung iba kasi, na andun sa contract, minsan, hindi nagkakasundo yung mga lessor at lessee sa sa contract na. For example lang. Yan. So, on the section 34K of the tax code, which requires withholding for taxes of taxes for deductibility of expenses from gross income was repealed, eliminating disallowing of expenses due to nominal withholding. Okay? Alam mo, na-examine, na-audit ka. Okay? Nakita yung deductions mo, yung list of deductions mo. Paano nila makikita? Kasi, kapag nag-file ka ng ITR, usually, meron din kasama siyang audited financial statements. Natingin din si BIR doon, natingin din sila dyan. Hindi lang sila limited sa income tax return. Kasi, iba yun di ba? Yung FS, ito yung ginagawa natin, no? Yung income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, okay? Pero si BIR, aside from the financial statement na hinihingi niya, meron siya sariling form. Meron siya sariling tax returns na tinatawag. So, nandun naman yung information mo ng gross income, ng deductions, ng taxable income, ng tax due. O, nakita niya. May rent expense ka. O, tanong, may withholding ka ba dito? O, before, pag sinagot mo ng no, yung rent expense mo, disallowed. Ano mangyari pag nag-disallowed? Okay? Pag na-disallow some of your expenses, ang mangyayari, mag-i-increase ang yung taxable income. Pag nagkaroon ng increase ng taxable income, might as well, it will result in deficiency tax. Okay, sige, para lang bigyan na natin ng mamaya ko itong no? For example, para lang may idea kasi sasabi ni ma'am, no? Okay? So, for example, ito yung ito yung gross. For example lang. May napasok. So, for example, ang gross income mo ay 1 million. Yung deductions mo ay 600,000. So, your net income is 400,000. Your tax rate, so let's say this is a corporation times 25%. So tax due ay, halimbawa ay 100,000. Okay? So that is prior to the audit. Okay? Ito yung reported. Okay? Pero, ay sorry. Ito yung assessment. Ito yung final mo, taxpayer. Self-assessment, ha? O, ayan, sige. Ayan. Tapos, masyado pa lang ano. Ayan. Same figures, no? However, may nakita sa examiner sa yung deductions na na-disallow. Halimbawa, rental nga. Di ba? Sige. Halimbawa, merong 100,000 kang hindi na withheldan na rent expense. So, ano ang mangyayari sa'yo? So, instead of claiming 600,000, ang allowed deductions mo na lang is 500,000. That will result in a net income of 500,000 and a tax due of 125. Oh. Ito lang yung binayaran mo, 100,000. After 1 year na audit ka, syempre, nung final mo yan, deadline, di ba? Ito, binayaran mo tong 100,000 ng deadline. Oh. Tapos, after a year na audit ka, so, based na assessment ni examiner, ni BIRI, ito lang dapat ang deductions mo, 500, hindi 600,000. So, therefore, nag-increase ang net income mo. So, therefore, tax due is 125. Ang binayaran mo lang ay, kano ma'am? 100,000. So, ano mangyayari? May deficiency na 25. Sample lang yan. O, dahil, ibig sabihin, may babayaran ka pang 25,000. At dahil late na siya, kumaga dati pa yan, no, after a year ka na audit, so meron siyang considered as late, di ba? So, meron siyang surcharge, penalty, interest, ganun. Lalaki pa siya. No? Sample ko lang siya. No? Isang item pa lang yung nawala, di ba? Paano kung marami pa siyang nakita na na-disallow? So, domino effect siya. We're talking only about on the income tax. We're not yet on the other tax types, no? Ayun yung yung kumbaga effect ng disallowed, 'di ba? Nakita mo agad ang laki ng impact, 'di ba? Yung 25,000 hindi lang yun nababayaran for sure. Tatakbo pa yun ng mga interest penalties. So, malamang yung 25,000 deficiency, baka mag 75,000 pa siya. No? Yun. Yun lang naman for detecting, no? Those expenses that should be allowable, no? Ayan. So, yun lang naman, no? Ayan. Pero yung sa EOPT, ma'am, sabi mo kasi yung renta lang to, di ba? Yung rent. No withholding tax. Worth 100,000. Okay? Pero dahil yan ay under EOPT, okay? Ang mangyayari, sige, kiklaim ka pa rin ng 600,000 yan. Okay? Alam mo, wala. Sige, tuloy pa rin 100,000 yan. Okay? So, ano na lang ang i-charge ni BIR? So, yung yung supposedly withholding tax na 5% or 5,000 plus penalties and surcharge. No? Yun yung medyo nakahinga ng konti, no? Sa sa ibang provisions ng EOPT. Okay? Ayan. Pero parang may iwasan na yan, di ba? O di, mag-comply ka lagi. Okay? So, let us remember all those requirements. Kasi yun pa rin naman yung requirements no? Ang kaanuhan lang, babayaran mo rin naman kasi. Di ba? So, sasabihin ng sa tax code, sige, allow pa natin. Pero, other tax type or other types of tax, no? Subject pa rin siya. Wala kang ligtas. Hindi ka talaga na lesson lang siguro yung burden, but then, meron ka pa rin tax due. Okay? So, kaya, ingat na ingat ang mga taxpayers kapag when we're talking about deductions. Okay? So, ito yung sasabi kong withholding tax rule, di ba? So, yung rent mo is 20,000 o yung 5,000, 20,000 lang naman talaga yung cash out mo. No? Ikaw, lessee. We're talking about lessee. Okay? Ibibigay mo kay payor or kay lessor 19,000, yung 1,000 kay BIR. Pero you still you will still claim 20,000 as a rent expense. No? Si lessor naman, 20,000 pa rin naman ang kanyang, ma'am, recognized income. Okay? Ayan. And yun nga ano yung problema, ma'am, withholding? Kailan na kami magwi-withhold? Oh. At sino ang may obligation dyan? Mga taxpayers din. Okay? So, kumbaga tayo as a business owner din or business, engaged in business, di ba? Binigyan tayong trabaho ng gobyerno, no? We are also an agent, no? Ng withholding tax. Alam mo, ako yung may company. So, bawat expenses ko, no? And those expenses, no, will require withholding tax. Okay? Binawasan lang natin trabaho ng BIR. Isa tayo sa tumulong para makakolekta through withholding tax. Okay? So, kailan nga daw magwi-withhold? Kasi ito yung nagiging madalas hindi nagkakaroon ng match, no? Between the, let's say, the seller and the buyer. Kasi ilang naman yun, di ba? Or the lessor and the lessee. Sila yung parties, no? Magkakaroon ng timing difference. Parang sa audit or sa financial, di ba? O cut off, di ba? O, magkakaroon lang sila ng timing differences. Okay? Yeah. Pero, ang sabi sa tax code, kailan ka magwi-withheld? Okay? When the at the time an income has become payable. Yung sinasabi ditong income is yung expenses, ha? Ano yung aking, ballpen din. The time an income has become payable. So, hindi yung income sinasabi dito, ito yung expenses. Income sa point of view nung, for example, supplier. Diba? Oh, income nung kapalang party. Oh, lessor, lessee, income ni lessor. So, the moment na maging income ni lessor or the income has becomes payable, yun, kailan ba magiging payable? When the amount becomes due and demandable or legally enforceable. Okay? So, the obligation of the payer to deduct and withhold arises at the time an income payment is accrued. O, kailan mo tayo nag-a-accrue, di ba? So, usually, pwedeng end of the year or end of the month or kaya pag na-render na yung services, di ba? Or recorded as an expense, whichever comes first. Ayan. O, so, sa madaling salita, kahit hindi pa bayad yung expenses na yan, subject na sin sa withholding tax. No? Kaya nga, dito nagkakaroon ng timing differences talaga. No? Kasi, alimbawa, ngayon mo ni-record, ngayon ka nag-record ng expense. Sa kabilang party, hindi ako magre-record yan. Hindi ko i-record yan sa income hanggang di ko pa natatanggap. Ito malun yung taon. Halimbawa, December natin ni-record sa expense. Sa kabilang party, January the following year. Oh, kapag nag-third party, nag-reconcile no? Nagkaroon ng third party information, nagkakaroon talaga ng differences. Kasi, sa kabilang party, nireport niya the following year, January 2026, ikaw nirecord mo December 2025. Oh, hindi nagmamatch. Okay? So, yun naman yung mga usual, nagiging findings lagi. No? Ayan. Okay, tax reporting, classification of deductions, cost of sales, regular allowable deductions, special, and NOLCO. Okay? Sa accounting, wala tayong NOLCO, ha? Diba? Once na-incurred yung losses, it should be closed against retained earnings. Pero kasi dito sa taxation, we have that net operating loss. Okay, overview lang. Cost of sales or cost of services, most of the time, the same application, no, na ginagamit natin sa accounting. You already have your cost accounting ba? Tama ba? Kayo ba yung may cost o yung kabila? O first year? Ano ba kayo? Tapos na kayo sa cost accounting, di ba? Yata. Ano? O, di ba? Kung paano kayo nag-recognize, kahit ano pa format mo dyan, di ba? O, mag-compute ka dyan ng work in process or basta kung ano yung sa cost of sales, ganun din naman dito sa taxation. No? So, it is also allowable. No? Regular allowable itemized deduction. So, ito yung current na inaaral natin ngayon. Na? And ito rin yung bibigyan natin ng the end, no? Yung allowable deductions. Okay? Special allowable deduction. So, special nga, di ba? So, perhaps, it may be applicable lang to certain types of taxpayers. Okay? Not all taxpayers might have an allowable deductions or hindi applicable sa kanila. Okay? And then, of course, the net operating loss carryover. O, bakit? Ma'am? Ano yung rationale? Bakit we could have that net operating loss carryover? O, say, overview lang. So, for example, di ba, kalimitan naman sa mga nagninegosyo, mga first year or second year of operation, hindi talaga masyadong kumikita, ma'am, no? Ayan, kumbaga, nasa, ano pa lang, stage pa lang talaga ng siyempre, hindi man lahat ng business magbo-boom agad, di ba? O, nagpapakilala pa lang yung company mo, di ba? O, namumuhunan ka pa lang, maliit pa lang yung, yung capital mo, di ba? So, hindi ka mapag-generate ng malaking sales, di ba? So, that will result in a loss, di ba? Halimbawa, first year and second year of operation, lugi ka. Okay? Oh. Tapos, on the third year, nakabawi ka na. Siyempre, yung first year and second year, dahil net loss ka, hindi ka naman tinaksan ng gobyerno. Okay? So, on the third year, ngayon ka pa lang din babawi. Oh, tataksan ka na ba agad? Oh, ito na yung magandang part, no? Oh, first year, second year, loss ka, so hindi ka tinaksan ng gobyerno. Third year, kababawi mo pa lang. Okay? So, might as well, o yung mga nalugi mo nung first and second year of operations, so pwede mo siyang i-carry over to absorb yung losses mo from previous years sa ngayong current year na ngayon ka palang kumikita. Okay? O, wala sa yan, ha? Wala yan sa financial accounting, yung NOLCO, ha? Kaya sa taxation lang meron. Okay? So, di ba, balita ko nga tapos tayo sa income taxes, no? Ayan. Ano natasing kung anong klaseng differences siya, no? So, doon mo siya makikita, no? So, reconciling items nyo sa income taxes, sa financial account, sa intact ninyo. Okay? So, yun. So, special siya na pwede siya i-carry over. Okay? For a specific period of time. Okay? Hindi naman siya forever mong i-absorb yung losses mo. No? So, yun. So, kumbaga meron ding expiration din naman yung mga NOLCO na yun. Okay? So, yun yung kumbaga ng deductions. Okay? Wala pa tayo. Yung number 2 kasi, medyo detailed kasi siya. Merong specific mga expenses na kailangan nating tandaan on the basis ng limitations and mga requisites. Okay? Dito, sasabi ko, ayan, merong mga iba't ibang expenses na kailangan mo nang makuha yung mga requisites. Okay? Kung sa financial accounting, di ba, merong initial recognition, subsequent measurement, di ba? So, dito sa atin, it's just ililimit lang tayo. No? Or kailangan, bago mo siya i-claim, dapat present itong mga to. Okay? Or nagawa mo ito. Okay? So, ito example, no? Okay, pero this is an old form, no? Before, ito yung mga, di ba, tingnan mo yung computation nila ng cost of sales. The same, how we compute that in our financial accounting. Beginning inventory plus purchases, less merchandising inventory is your cost of sales. Di ba? The same way na kinocompute mo yun sa financial accounting, ito rin naman. Okay? Same with the cost of sales in the manufacturing. We also have the line item for the work in process. Diba? Nagdagdag lang naman yung mga labor. Merong line item for the materials, labor and overhead, work in process. Diba? Finished goods. So, yun din naman yun. Okay? Same with the cost of services. So, ano yung mga direct cost related, no? For the services. Okay. Siyempre, most of the, or malaking component, no, ng expenses mo is salaries, materials, depreciations, and others outside services, no, yung mga subcontractors. Okay? So, yun yung component ng cost of sales natin, di ba? O cost of services. Okay? And this is, sabi ko nga, these are the minimum, okay? Hindi naman kailangan na lahat yan ay meron si company or si taxpayers. Okay? So, these are some of the common expenses na meron ng iba't ibang entity or industry. Let's say, for example, communication, light, and water, or halos lahat naman, di ba, ng business ay merong utility bills, di ba? O, all of this, line item 10, depreciation, amortization, fuel and oil, di ba? O, dyan yung mga simple expenses na meron na common sa mga taxpayers. Okay? Pero may mga iba dyan na meron lang konting requirements or merong prerequisites like interest, like losses, depreciation. Yan yung mga common ano, no? Rental, syempre. Ito, research and development. Ito itong, yung last, yung 26 and 27. Yan, yung madalas. No? Yung representation, may limitations. Yung research and development, may requirements. Okay? Pero sabi nga, may mga entities na hindi konti lang dyan. Paano kung wala dyan yung gusto ko, may expenses ako na wala naman dyan? Palagay mo naman sa ano, may susunod pa line item dyan, ay mga others. No? Alam mo ba, miscellaneous. Ay, mayroon miscellaneous na. Yung iba na medyo unique lang sa industry ninyo. No? So, pwede mo naman siya ilagay dyan. Okay? And of course, meron din naman siya, yung kung gusto mo talagang detail, di ba? Kasi ito, minimum line item lang, no? O, doon mo ilagay sa, discuss mo sa notes to FS, yung summary mo ng itemized deductions. Okay? So, another is the, to special, sabi ko naman sa special allowable, not all taxpayers ay pwedeng magkaroon ng special allowable deductions. Okay? Kasi, yung expenses mo or deductions mo ay may legal basis. Example, mga special deductions, like for example, mga discounts given to senior citizens and PWDs. Oh. Expenses related sa Magna Carta for Women. Oh, ilagay mo lang yung description ng expenses. Siyempre, legal basis, kung anong RA yun. And then the amount. Okay? Pag kung meron lang. Okay? So, yun yung basic, di ba? Oh. I mean, not basic, no? This is one of the, ng special allowable itemized deductions. Okay? Oh. Kumbaga sa totoong buhay, pag magagawa tayo ng form, encode mo yan. Nalagyan mo na kompleto dapat yung mga details mo dyan. Okay, hindi naman ito yung pinaka-itsura ng forms. Kumbaga, ito lang siguro yung form ng Excel file, no, na-converted into Excel file. Pero, in other platforms, ano naman siya, kumbaga, user-friendly. Encode mo lang, no? Hindi siya yung manual na susulatan talaga. Type lang, no? Encode lang siya. Yan. Minsan, pag nag-type ka dyan, di auto-compute, auto-sum yan. Sa online and then sa other platform or other mediums, no? Ayan. Ayan. And then the NOLCO, sabi ko kanina. The NOLCO is the net operating loss carryover wherein your your deduction is higher than the gross income. Okay? Kaya ka nagkaroon ng NOLCO or kaya ka nagkaroon ng net operating loss kasi mas malaki yung deductions mo kaysa sa gross income. Okay? But we're talking about the deductions for tax purposes. Okay? Pwede kasing mangyari, no, sa financial accounting mo, sa net income mo, positive ka, sa tax ay negative, or kaya vice versa. Okay? Sabi ko nga kasi may mga expenses or income na iba yung treatment ng dalawa. Okay? And then, yung NOLCO na yan, babantayan mo. No? Kailan ko ba na-incurred yung net operating loss? Diba? Net operating loss, this time, carry over. Kailan mo siya i-carry over? The following years. No? Ayan. Babantayan mo kung pang ilang taon na yung mga NOLCO mo hanggang sa maubos. Paano ba hindi naubos? Expired. Yung NOLCO. Okay? Hindi, sayang. Hindi. No? Ano yung logic dyan? Ba't na-expirean? So, perhaps sobrang laki nung ma'am, sobrang laki ng net loss mo na hindi pa na-absorb the following years. No? 3 taon na, hindi pa ka pa rin talaga totally nakaka-recover doon sa malaking losses mo ng mga nakaraang taon. But as well, yun yung reason or rationale behind that. Okay? Ayan. O, yun. Natapos din tayo sa not yet, no? Actually, wala pa tayo, di ba? O, discussion pa lang siya. Hindi ko pa sinabi yung mga limitations. O, bukas ko sasabihin yung limitations, no? Although, the PowerPoint is already in your canvas. Ito, yung principles of deduction, naka-upload. And then, regular itemized deductions. O, yun na yung mga may certain types of expenses na may mga conditions. And then, meron ng PDF, no? Ito yung mga medyo may changes lang, no? I mean, mga requirements, no? Ano ba yung yung pinadala ko ay mga bagong rulings, no? Sa yung treatment ng mga expenses, di ba? So, parang ito yung pinakasabi ko, di ba, magkakaroon ng differences, no? From your financial accounting versus your taxable accounting, no? Based on some of the other expenses, no? Ayan, yung mga merong limitations. So, yun. So, pag abot pa tayo ng deductions, tingnan natin. But then, hanggang deduction, I mean, yung itemized deductions, that will be the coverage for the module 2. Okay? So, yun. So, konti na lang matapos natin to. Okay? Hoping na abot naman siguro. Okay? Aabutin. No? At kailangan matapos talaga siya. Okay? Oh, nasa exciting part na tayo. No? Na tayo, 'di ba? Nasa baba na tayo, 'di ba? Deductions, then income. O yun na yun, magkukumpute na tayo ng tax. Kukumpute tayo ng tax due. Okay? So, hopefully maabot natin siya, no? Nung matapos natin. Okay? So, remember, sorry lagi kong paulit-ulit ko sasabihin kada meeting tayo para merong para, hindi ko naman sinusumbat sa inyo, pero, hoy, kasama to sa natin. Sa, ano tawag sa inyo? QE ba? Qualifying, no? Ayan. Hindi, wala akong idea kung anong topic or ano yung magiging QE nyo, no? But then, let us, be prepared, no? Kung for those that are, di ba, expecting na ituloy sa ACT, di ba? So, yun lang naman. So, I just want to help you na lang para din makatapos tayo, no? So, kaya kailangan natin tapusin kasi hindi naman pwedeng sa QE, hindi pwedeng ibigay sa QE yan kasi hindi natapos. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin yon sa gagawa ng examination ninyo. Okay? So, hindi siya talaga, hindi siya reason, no? Kaya as much as possible, matapos natin siya on time. Okay? So, kung kailangan, wala pa naman ulit na, announcement, wala naman na ulit abala, no? I think, so although Thursday is your is online, talagang yung Thursday is online class. I think it was declared na rin na asynchronous, no? For those na meron talagang, hindi, tama. Thursday daw, asynchronous, no? Ayan. For those na merong klase ng Thursday. Ayan. Tapos yung professor niya probably ay regular or full-time. Ayan. So, yun talaga, excuse talaga sila, no? Sa klase. Kasi kailangan, may workshop ulit yata sila. Kaya buti naman yung workshop na hindi na naman tumapat ng Wednesday, di ba? Like last time, di ba? June 10. Yari, di ko alam, papasok pala. Muntik na akong pumasok, kinabukasan, wala pala tayong pasok. Online pala tayo. Buti na lang, nabasa ko yung message ni Dean. Okay? So, yun lang. See you tomorrow. Ay, reminder lang pala, kaka-upload ko lang today ng Learning Task 2.1. Tapos maya-maya 2.2, tsaka quiz 3, quiz number 1. Okay? Ini-encode ko lang dun sa canvas natin. Pero yung Learning Task 2.1, it's about inclusions and exclusions. O, chinap-chap-chap-chap ko na para alam nyo yung topic, no? So, inclusions and exclusions from the gross income. So, it's just 24 items. So, weekly lang, no? Inclusion, although kasi naman inclusions lang naman siya, no? So, the topic covers yun lang, and then may on the last, 26 yata, 24 points. And the latter part is, ano lang, problem, no? Determine what amount will be included as exclusions or inclusions. Okay? And then, later on, yung learning task 2.2 is about compensation and fringe benefits. So, yun. However, lang namumblema ako para sa canvas ng fringe benefits kasi most of the amount, di ba? Na-adjust ko pa. Kasi, di ba, madalas sa fringe benefits natin, may sentabo. O, yan. Ayan. Yun ang ano ko. Kapag ang ano ay straight problem, no? Sa canvas. Gawa ng, decimal. Pero hindi, sige, ako na bahala. No? So, yun lang naman. Sige, have a nice day sa inyong lahat. See you tomorrow. Ayan. Pero yung learning task na na-upload is due on, hindi ko alam kung July 1 next week or June 30. I-double check nyo na lang. Parang basta 1 week. Either June 30 or July 1. No? Yung deadline. So, you still have 1 week to prepare. Ayan. Then, let's talk about our upcoming module to tomorrow. No? Kung paano magiging sistema natin. No? Tingnan natin, check natin yung remaining days or calendar natin for this term. So, yun lang. Overtime na pala ako. See you tomorrow and have a nice day sa inyo lahat.